One of the beautiful things about e-commerce is how diverse it can really be. Literally any single passion out there can be turned into some kind of e-commerce store, especially with Shopify. And in today's video, we're going to be dissecting a Shopify store that's clearing $800,000 per month selling lightsabers and blades. So this is going to be a very, very good video because it's going to show you how you can get around meta restrictions around these kinds of products, how they've worded things in order to build a business that has longevity. And we're going to dissect their marketing and just every strategy that they're using so that you can apply it to your business, your Shopify store, whatever niche you're in. These things definitely translate from one store to another with just a little bit of creativity, and I'm going to help you out with some of that. So let's begin. The store is called Neo Sabers, and if we take a look at their traffic distribution, we see that they're driving a meaningful amount of traffic, 164,000 visitors last month. And of course, this is kind of a slow season. I'm sure this would do quite well in the holiday season. But anyways, if we just dissect this here, the one thing that I'm noticing right away is they're taking advantage of every possible sales opportunity. So Women's Day sales, for example. Now, let's take a look at some of their categories here. And I actually want to look at their best sellers because that always tells us a lot about where they're putting the most effort into. Their products are so cool, I gotta say. These are some amazing products. So if we go, okay, so they have different ranges of prices, right? They have their new arrivals, so they're always launching new products. And, when you think of these kinds of products, I mean, it may seem really hard to produce something like this. And I'm not saying that what they're doing is easy by any means. I don't want you guys to get the wrong idea. Building an e-commerce store is really hard, but it's worth it. Let's look up lightsabers. And I know there's some sort of trademark involved with these sorts of things, but as you see, there's definitely suppliers that can help with these kinds of things, especially something like this. I mean, this one is $200, so this is probably more so what they're looking into, or the kind of manufacturing that they're doing. Maybe something like this as well, because their stuff is a little bit more high ticket, and I think that's a great call for a brand like this because the perceived value is very high and the niche is so passionate that it allows them to clear over $800,000 a month. And personally, I think this is a conservative estimate because with these kinds of prices, this is a very valuable lesson. You don't need that many customers in order to do these kinds of numbers. In fact, we had a store not too long ago that we started from zero in November, and it hit $800,000 in a single month in December, and the average order value was about $150. So it made it very easy for us to scale. And we've done this for so many clients as well at Akemi. So, don't neglect having a higher average order value and how powerful that can be for scaling your business. Now, I want to continue on to their social media strategy and ads because we'll learn a lot that you can apply. But first, I do want to launch this sign-up form with you guys because I haven't told you about this, but we're launching something pretty amazing at Akemi. So we've helped so many clients over the years, spent multiple 8 figures on meta ads, and we're condensing all of that experience in an all-in-one platform for you to take advantage of. I'll give you a little sneak peek of the platform, but I want to build this with you guys, and I have a suggestion box here so that people can give us a suggestion on what exactly they want, but I want to launch this properly, so I want to give you guys the opportunity to get early access by signing up to the form below. We'll also be using this form to provide extra value via email, which we haven't really done before, so I'm very excited to write to you guys, and this is all going to be coming from me, okay? It's not somebody I've hired. This is all me, so all the emails are going to come directly from me. So sign up below, and you'll be able to get early access to our all-in-one platform for 7-figure Zen Shopify stores. So that's kind of the move that we're going after, and I think it's going to be hugely impactful. I'm super excited for it. But let's move on to their meta ads. As you see, like I mentioned at the very beginning of this video, they're taking advantage of every single possible sale, which I love to see because that is one really easy way to build momentum, especially with static ads. You can make these in Canva, by the way. Canva is a great platform to make static images with, and static images get slept on a lot by the e-com community because, of course, there's things like TikTok, Instagram Reels. So a lot of people think that images just don't work, but that couldn't be further from the truth. In fact, image ads can work even better than videos in some instances. However, their videos are quite good. So let me scroll down to the bottom here and we'll find one that has been running for a while. So this one has been running since the 15th of February. So let's see if this will load. Okay, so the other one is not loading for me, but let's take a look at this one. This is their other oldest ad that they have on right now. It's time to get medieval. Cool. Wow, these guys have really gone above and beyond with this product. Super cool. That's pretty awesome. One thing that we can actually learn from this is just how many cuts there are, but it's still super raw. So that's a really great way to make a raw video more engaging, is to just make a lot of cuts like that, different scenes. I mean, he doesn't even say a single word, which also is nice because it builds some sort of anticipation. These kinds of ads are brilliant, and I'm sure that they're printing off of this, and that's why it's still on. They're also running it as a whitelisted ad. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, I don't want to overwhelm you with information here. That's one of the reasons why we're launching our platform, because there you can find information on everything that I'm talking about. But whitelisted ads are super, super powerful because they will be displayed through the influencer's profile. It's super cool that you can do that. And a lot of people don't know that you can even do that. So very insightful. Now, what's amazing about a brand like this, the thing I like the most, and one of the things that I look for when it comes to potential investment opportunities or launch opportunities, is whether or not a brand is easy to make content for. Now, that's not, of course, necessary to build a thriving business, but in today's day and age where attention is the new oil, it's pretty important to be able to create a content strategy for your brand that can go viral. And something like this has so much viral potential. You know, these guys are constantly getting influencers to make videos with them. And I mean, they're not going that viral, but just remember, each one of these views is a potential customer. And not just that, but they can retarget these people through meta ads. Now, if we go to their TikTok, it's not loading right now, but they're doing the same thing. They're repurposing content. They're posting all their TikToks to Instagram Reels, and they're even doing that on Snapchat, which is what I really wanted to touch on in this video. Snapchat is really slept on as a platform. However, when it comes to organic content, I do think it's worthwhile to post things on Snapchat, especially for a product like this that, you know, just has a pretty broad appeal, but it's also very targeted at the same time, right? It's a very passionate niche, but it could go viral in a broad market because it's just very visual and kind of cool. But they're also posting on Pinterest, and on Pinterest, they're getting a decent amount of monthly views. So they're repurposing their content everywhere. There's really easy tools that allow you to do things like that. So I definitely suggest that if you are a brand, you know, I wouldn't worry about this if you're just starting your business or you're starting a drop shipping store. But if you're already someone that's producing content for your business, make sure you repost it everywhere, because you never know. It could go viral on Snapchat, even though you posted it only on TikTok. So just by repurposing that same piece of content, you could go extra viral and drive extra eyeballs to your business and potential sales. So that's kind of it for this one. Let's just lastly look at the landing page. It's really not that crazy. They got a lot of videos actually that they're posting here, a lot of social proof. So they're just going super, super heavy on testimonials because the product is self-explanatory. I really love that, actually. I think that's a really brilliant idea. And ultimately, the product just sort of sells itself. People may just have some objections when it comes to trusting the brand. So they handle those objections by simply posting a ton of credible influencers posting about the product. And then, of course, they have the specifications. I mean, this isn't like the best landing page ever or anything, but it just goes to show that not everything has to be perfect. As long as you have a good idea and you're pushing forward and taking action and testing things quickly and learning from your failures and your mistakes and your tests, then you're going to build a thriving business. So Love to see this. I would love to work with a brand like this at the agency level. We have a great team. We could run Google for this, TikTok. TikTok would actually do quite well for this, I think. TikTok ads in particular. But that's about it for this video. I really hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that you learned something from it. And again, make sure that you sign up for our launch, the launch of our platform. It'll be linked in the description. It's absolutely free to sign up for the launch, and we will have free features in there as well in the platform so that you can take advantage of it even if you don't have a budget. But that's about it for this video. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.